believe that we all are under the divine plan, and God has planned in everyone's life, and God put us in the right circumstances for our own evolution. Similarly, I myself, Suchitra De, had gone through many up and downs during my transformation time, during the journey. When I embarked on the journey of spiritualism, I came across with a person who is not only a normal person, who has experienced the life from the different dimension, and that person, he has a knowledge. Not if I say the knowledge, then it will be little. Not if I say wisdom, then also little. No, that person has the knowledge to gain the wisdom to he develop the insight in such an extent that and his insight, I must say, at 100% level. So means that person is an enlightened soul. So today I am going to introduce with you. Already I shouldn't introduce with you the person, because the person is very renowned personality in all over India, an eminent businessman, an eminent environmentalist, and the eminent motivational speaker. Moreover, I said, a visionary of India. Dinesh ji, namaste.
Thank you.
So I have heard about a lot, about you. Even I got across with you when first. That time I also was seeking the spiritual advice from the people, and really I'm very grateful that I came such a right person, so that through you only I also developed my insight, and that maybe it was a divine plan. And I know you had a journey from your childhood to till now.
Right.
Your journey is it was not like a smooth journey. It was from it is like a rock and roll journey, and also there are some bumpy roads, and also you reached to the pinnacle of success. Again, you lived, you had a towering personality. You reach, and then also you had a thriving business, like you set up such a big nursery, Green Mall, and after that you left everything, and now you dedicated yourself for the higher cause, like enlightening the mind of people. So I'm really glad to have you today in this show only. So I think if you tell me a little bit about your a childhood journey. I know you belong to very lower middle class family. Just you tell us about something.
Yeah, actually my childhood has been very simple, and notable thing is that when I was about 8-9 years, that time this India-China war took place in 1962.
Okay.
So that had a big social impact at that time.
Okay.
And that time I developed an urge that when I become big, I'll be an army man, because that time it was in my mind that the best service to the nation is to be an army man and guard the border.
Okay.
So that was the first.
So right from the childhood, you had a vision, you
right.
want to serve the nation.
Correct.
That is the work for the higher cause. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you already
right.
had in the mind. It's very. Then second, how did you from that point, how you become a businessman? I know you had an international business before.
Right.
You had an export-import business, because that time when you actually stepped in the business, that time export-import business was not India. It was not thriving, and not of the people. It was you were the first person who introduced this business. Can you tell me about this?
Yeah.
business?
Actually, the thing is, I have been. When I was about 16 years old, that time I used to think, what is this life? What is the worth of this life? Why are we living this life? And what I observed, that people are going to school, then going to college and taking up a job, and then they are getting married, children are big and they are getting educated, they have got married, and a person like me have grandchildren, and after that a lorry with the grandchildren, and this is how life goes on. So it occurred to me, no, I don't need a life like that. My life should have some value. And that time it occurred to me that the most valuable life could be of a person who enlightens the world. That is to think about those things. So that was like when we read autobiography of Aurobindo and Vivekananda, we get that feeling. So I also got that feeling, and then I realized that no, I cannot be satisfied only with the feeling. My life should be like that in reality. But the thing is, I had no avenue. I am born to a most ordinary family. I had no resources at my disposal. So when I took, in normal course, I took up a job when I was studying in college. My father, he refused to finance me for my education. So I used to work during the day, and in the morning I used to go to college. So like that I did my education, and during the education I used to work, and like that I worked for 13 years, and with this work I completed my graduation, I completed LLB with my job. And then after working for 13 years I got married, and then my wife, she insisted that I should do some business. So that time I thought, okay, if I have to do some business, I have to start with scratch. So what is the best thing that I can do which will serve the nation? So that time in early 80s and late 70s, India was facing a severe foreign exchange problem. We did not have money even to import food grains, leave aside petroleum products. That was the condition. So that was the call of the time. So I thought, okay, if I can do something by which I can earn some foreign exchange for the country. And then it occurred to me that exports from India could be a good choice. But the thing is, I had no money to start my own export. Then I thought, okay, my wife is Sri Lankan, so I can go to Sri Lanka and promote Indian exporters in Sri Lanka.
Okay. So Gandhiji said one thing: find the purpose, means will follow to you. So this happened to with you. Actually, these words. Actually, you can see that maybe not only words. Actually, it can apply if we integrate in our system this knowledge. We can develop that insight, and we can actually live a very happy, peaceful and successful life. So in order to get success in life, so how did you, like when you start to feel that when you are growing actually, that I know once upon a time you were one of the eminent businessmen. You had I think more than 20 or 25 business. Yes. And you travel extensively all over the world, I think. 66, I think more than 60 countries you travel. So you had a vast experience. Not only that, you already had a contact with the world. On the other side, I know you switch on to the Brahma Kumari, because that when you switch on to the Brahma Kumari, so you left everything. So how did you balance your desire one side and one side your inner peace? Like both to balance, just to tell me.
First of all, when you spoke about Brahma Kumari, then let me tell you a small story, then you will understand what type of transformations I have undergone in my life. I used to smoke 60 cigarettes in a day. I was a total non-vegetarian.
Okay.
I would start my breakfast with ham, sausage, salami, omelette. In the afternoon, mutton, fish. In the dinner, chili chicken, fish finger, things like that.
Sumptuous meal every day.
Every day 4 packs of Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
And in one day I gave up. And those were my hardcore habits. I could give it up in one day. So like that, my life is full of changes and transformations.
So realization start all of a sudden. Like William Wordsworth, if you see that poem, that poem that just I cannot recall. The daffodils, the golden daffodils.
Okay.
When the golden daffodils, the host of golden daffodils were dancing and prancing, the William Wordsworth, all of a sudden he saw the golden daffodils there, and that time he had a realization. Same thing, all of a sudden you awaken your realization. Really, it is a lovely thing, I think.
Correct.
And After that, I know you enter the Green Mall. That is the first. You shoulder up this responsibility in this remote village area, because Green Mall, it is one of the India's biggest nursery, where not all type of variety of more than palms, more than 3,000 variety of 300 varieties of palms, and all the different type of plants are there. And he set up in his own hand the full nursery, the world's largest nursery. India's largest nursery was set up by him. So I think it was a very tough job for you. So I think 12 years back, I know this area, no one used to live, only the few villagers. So you used to be in the foreign countries, you had a very luxurious life, you left everything, you set up. Just you tell us about something in this journey.
Yeah, first of all, let me tell you that my export business was doing very well. In 2005, what happened, I had some problem with my banker, and that time I thought, okay, this is a good time that I could give up this business of international trading, because now it is full of mess. When I started in 1980, it was in a different shape. That time it was considered to be a service to the nation. And that time I thought that environment is a very big problem. I observed that humanity is bothered with two main problems. One is terrorism, that is degeneration of human values.
Correct.
And other one is global warming. So I thought, what can I do to address these two? So I established Green Mall. Idea of the Green Mall was to inspire people to live in harmony with nature. And I established a Brahma Kumari ashram here,
Okay.
because they provide value-based education.
Correct.
And I was doing my job.
So university also is there, the Brahma Kumari, the
Yes.
full university. That over there they impart the divine knowledge. That is the divine knowledge, and after receiving the divine knowledge, a person can transform. I believe one thing, thought of self and attachment, these two are the main problem.
Okay.
So do you think this thought of self and because I know right from the beginning, very childhood, you had a realization, you never think of yourself. You always wanted to do some good for the people. So even attachment, like a family, you left everything. So how did you, in this detachment, how did you actually, detachment occur in the mind and you left everything and you came away here and you leaving everything, how is possible?
You see, it is very simple for me because I feel that I am just an instrument.
Okay.
I am an instrument. My entity also, I don't realize. I don't realize that I am an entity. I have a feeling that somebody is making me move.
Okay.
So
Your inner spirit, you tap your potentiality actually.
So I have nothing to worry. I have no fear, no anxiety, and I am always happy because I know I am his instrument. So with that thought, everything becomes very simple.
Understood. So actually, I have found the thought of self and the attachment, any problem crop up from these two things. Like another thing, like a person who has conquered the 6 enemies, like greed. When I have come across with you, when got attached with you, it's the Green Mall. So I found you don't have the greed. You overcome all this, the thing that 6, that ripu, the Shoro ripu or the 6 enemies that actually bother us a lot. Every human being today is stressed. That is why stress is called silent killer. Either it kills your head or your heart. So, but enter things, if you see the scenario, today you are helping the people, how can they cope up with the existing stress, because everyone today they are doing, but they are also under stress. What is the problem? No, I have a stress, they are feeling strain, but you are always, I can see you are in the jolly mood. So this is the thing, that serenity of mind, everything, when situation is gone against you, you are very calm and quiet under all circumstances. You enjoy the equanimity of your mind actually.
Definitely, yes, definitely. You ask me how do I maintain my calm. It is as difficult to reply as it is to explain to you how do I cycle or how do I swim. You cannot answer that. It's just act of balancing.
Okay.
It's act of understanding. So, an intelligent person who understands his mind, he knows that his mind's work at peak performance when it is quiet,
Correct.
when it is not agitated,
Correct.
when there is no anger, no emotion,
No desire,
no
actually.
biases, nothing. Neutrally it can think, and that I call accurate thinking.
Correct. Thinking, person acting the clarity in the thinking.
Correct.
Understood. And another thing I want to ask you, like Rabindranath said one thing, the whole world is full of scholars. Like there are many people at intelligence,
Correct.
like they have got a lot of intelligence degree thing, but very few are what no man of character. Because as I know that you full of whole world is a full of scholar, but there are very few are man of character. Because I know the character has to build, because the man has a intelligence, they have but intellect has to be developed. Am I right or not? So you have maintained the consistency in the work, because as far I know, because one thing, it needs but no the ability to take you the top, but it needs the character to keep you there for a long period of time. So I have seen that you maintain this consistency in your work right from the beginning to till date. Because Dinesh Rawat, what I have seen like maybe 10 years back and till 10 years down the line, you are maintaining the consistency. I know there are very few people, those who can maybe they become successful. Initially they can go to the top, but they fall. After some certain time they fall. They cannot maintain the consistency. And I have seen in your work, like you thoroughly maintain the consistency. That if you give us some tips about that.
Yes. Actually, this is consistency of mind.
Correct.
Your situations are never consistent.
Correct.
They are all high, low.
Fluctuation, in and through fluctuation.
Extraordinary fluctuations I
Correct.
face in my life.
Correct.
Unimaginable things. That there are certain things, if I share to you, it will be too much. So, whatever be the circumstance, I maintain my cool, because I know this is the best way. And other thing is, I have an understanding that who am I? That is the most important. Who am I? What do I think of myself? What is my worth? Nothing. My worth is nothing in this great world. If I think spiritually, whether I am in this world or no, it doesn't matter. So when I think like that, I am free from ego.
Correct.
And then I start thinking, I am just on His mercy.
Okay.
I am just on His mercy, because whatever I have done in my life, it's not my choice, honestly speaking. Because I am born in Calcutta. It was not my choice.
Okay.
The parents I got, it was not my choice.
Correct. So everything you are equating we all are under the law of causation.
Correct.
Like law of cause and effect that you are talking about.
So when I am no one,
Okay.
why?
Correct.
So I am able to maintain stability with that thought.
Actually, recently I found one thing, like you left Green Mall and you developed, you engage yourself, or you can, I say must not engage, you dedicated yourself for the higher cause, for the higher purpose. Like you are giving the tips for the success, how can the short tips for the success. Second thing, you are also for the past glory of India. That topic, the truth you are bringing about and you are publishing in front of the people, because most of the people, we all are unaware of the fact, the true fact, because the truth is something that never changes, that never lies. If it dies or if it changes, that it cannot be true. That I know. So the truth you are bringing, so that through your past, why you have taken this initiative, just if you tell me.
Yeah, definitely.